It is February 19th, 2023. My connecting time with the presence, to dialogue my way into the feeling presence. I've already been dialoguing for about an hour. It's a slight difference between when the recorder's on and when it's off. When it's on, I feel like somehow, someday there might be an audience. So I'm talking to myself and to others who may hear this. When I'm talking off mic, dialoguing, it is a sweetness of energy, love, exchange that simply lets me know that all is well and I have everything that I need. This journey, I would say since the full moon, and the solar flares too, I have really felt some deep inner movement. And it's moving into territory that gets further away from explanation. And at the same time, I'm owning this and I am becoming it. So it's not in service anymore to the construct, the ones who are gathering at the edge of the shore, on the shore. There's no more walking inland. And speaking to people who aren't even interested in gathering at the shore, or who are too distracted to find that flame within themselves that is calling right now. But is it being heard? Is it being felt? And is one staying with the authentic stream of data, or is it immediately taken and matched with something that came before and diluted as a result? It loses its power if we take it back into all that existed before and have it sound appealing in some way, marketed to the constructs, population of humanity who have not made the effort to at least visit the shore, this borderline, this opening now between worlds. Within themselves, first and foremost. because that's where it all happens. So this is what it feels like to me has shifted. And I have been experiencing some data downloads when they randomly come in to help me understand what's happening in this phase. And it's it's very, very subtle and nuanced to the degree that if I even attempt to explain something to those who are more inland in their camps of belief systems and have decided that that's where they're most comfortable, it wouldn't translate. I can't reach them anymore. And I've been having some, with these downloads, having a little bit of grief come with it. And I've been dialoguing enough in my life, in one form or another, to know the difference between, what is personal grief, which I haven't felt in a very long time. I have done so much work healing this life. I have not had any kind of call to a personal level of healing in many years. So when this happens, when the spontaneous grief, the waves of it come over me, I allow it. I'm not afraid of feelings, obviously. And so I let it through. And it doesn't take long for a shift to occur after I release. And then I'm sitting in even deeper, in a deep, deep connection with this love. This inner guidance is helping me to rise into a next phase of acceptance and clarity around my service that I can't explain to anybody. If I explained it, I would have to journey way back into the construct and read the existing level of language translation, match it with my vocabulary, and do my best. And that's not happening anymore. It hasn't been happening for a while. My work in coherence with the universal, with First Father and First Mother, is to radiate this to be it. I never was an expert in translation, but I really had to stretch in this lifetime. I learned a lot. And now it feels like death, which is an interesting translation. And it is the death of the human aspect of myself that journeyed this far. And death is transformation. I'm here to help with this transformation. And I had to do it on my own. I had to directly experience what this is like. And to do it successfully or completely. And there is a chance that the ones gathered on the shore who are receptive to these new waters, there's a chance they might grok what I'm saying. But not fully until they truly enter into the waters and surrender all of what they once thought, all of their studies and learning of everything that was sourced from the construct. It doesn't mean it's all wasted. It just means that your orientation to data must transform. Therefore, you must transform. And to go consciously and willingly is far easier than resisting the transformation. Time and space is absolutely irrelevant. People want to know how many more years before this happens and that happens. And if you zero in on this agreed upon reality, you can sort of feel, see, and with the tools that are accessible in this construct, you can sort of piece it together. But it's like there's just this illusory nature of time itself to where we're popping in and out of other realities, especially when you're standing on the shore, signaling that you are unafraid of knowing yourself. So there are more opportunities when you spend your attention in this, on this threshold, signaling to first source, that you are ready for the journey. This is all accomplished in our consciousness, in the changes and the shifts in our willingness to see and perceive things in ways that we're not even aware of, because the construct certainly is not going to inform you of these things. So when someone asks me, when is this going to happen? It's going to happen when you show up on the shore and you commit to it. And the dialogue has a lot to do with that. That's where your data is, where it's streaming through from this expanded reality, this expanded being that you are, that you were designed to be. You're either done with this consciously, or you're not. Even I have been spending a lot more of my attention at the shore. Everything is a paradox here, in this staging ground. I can't, because I'm unwilling to travel back inland to, contract to find the ways to explain and encourage you to walk to the shore. That's what I'm unable to do anymore. And as a out of phase fragment of who you are in a whole design, a coherent design, you have to choose this. You are the being that has been used as a source for this construct, your energy. And it's been going on for so long and in so many cycles, grand cycles, that I was going to talk about something that I've been seeing, but it's not time yet. It's not the right. It's not right. And I don't have to understand why. It's just that the energy comes and says, nope. And this is what I am in sync with now, so of course I honor this. There's no egoic part of me that needs to say something brilliant or new and exciting in order to attract followers. The ego mind doesn't know what to do with me and others like me. It's so boring. It's so uninteresting. The ego wants stories. There's no stories here. On the shore. Because this is the threshold where you are directly informed. When you immerse yourself in the waters, you are directly informed of who you are. And you live who you are. Which is a foreign concept in the construct. And just noticing, that my connecting times like this, my dialoguing time, has been changing for a while now. That would be in terms of year or years. And I am becoming that which I once channeled. And I'm not here to be a guru or to contribute to the even the Akashic records of this spectrum. I'm here to introduce the Akashic within the humans who are gathering at the shore. This is part of your design. You are automatically, harmonically connected to all that is. Are you able to accept that? If there's still the egoic director from the construct, which is not a bad thing, I've never criticized or demeaned the ego. It's just gotten a little confused about its role. That's all. But if one can come to this shore and surrender this identity or identities that one gathers and consistently keeps up with it, with the maintenance of identities, then it's going to be more difficult to come to the shore and say yes. I can feel who I am beckoning to me. And I let go of everything that I thought, everything. And once you cross that threshold, whatever is still in alignment with who you are and the tools that you need, you find its matching resonance in multi-dimensions, not just a small spectrum of 3 or 4 dimensions. You adapt to that thing that you loved so much and identified with in the smaller spectrum. You release that, the translations of that, the application of that from the smaller spectrum. You release it all, and you dive into the waters, and the waters will show you, yes, that was really cool, that thing you loved, or that thing you thought you had to have, because it was you, it was your being. If the waters will show you, if you are present, the waters will show you how much more that thing that you loved and identified with, it shows you in spectacular fashion the greater view and application. And it's all within you. It takes great courage to consciously, walk to this shore and say, I'm here. I'm willing to release the past. I'm willing to heal. And I understand it doesn't have to take a long time now. And it might bring up fear and anxiety because there are still parts of me that aren't quite ready to transition. But I'm willing to work through that. I'm willing to feel love and re-identify with love. And from that moment forward, love informs you rather than the small spectrum that you've been cycling through for eons. There's so much more here that I can share once people arrive at the shore. But that's the difference now, is I can't communicate to those who are not really interested in transformation. They are interested in the construct translations of transformation. They are interested in what was born from the construct, not realizing that that's all part of the perpetuation of the construct, even New Age material, even all of the literature that exists. Doesn't mean there's not truth woven throughout. But in order to become your whole self, your coherent self, cohering with the universal, with first father and first mother, you must be available. And I can't make anyone want to be available for this. That is something that I've been having to let go of, is those phases of my work where I could at least try to articulate what the waters were saying, the waters that we can move into now of multi-dimensional existence in the way that we were designed. It takes, I'm aware of the courage that it takes because it's been, a whole lifetime process of stepping into this and claiming it, even though I know that it sounds absolutely bonkers to those who haven't, even known about the shore that's available to them to expand. And so I have to be able to withstand the judgment, the laughter, the, whatever. They don't do it to my face so much, but people don't realize that I can feel in their field how they feel about what I'm bringing through. This is a very important time right now. Time meaning if we're present, we can access it. We can access this next big chunk of understanding. And I'm just here to say that not only is it safe to release your past and step into the waters, it's important, necessary that you do. if your choice in this life was to do this and to help others do the same. My work has never been about big business, never been about profits. It's been about building the map for how to transcend this matrix construct reality. My lifetime is a series of maps, recorded in words, video, in audio, every modality that was available to me. I am simply showing you my maps. Doesn't mean it's the maps. It's how I found my way to the shore and found this connection again. And and I'm sorry I can't explain it to you so much anymore. You have to want to come check out the shore. And I'll meet you there. Others who are here on the shore, they'll greet you. You will find new beings arriving in your life when you make this commitment. Otherwise, you stay with the same looping patterns of the construct as it prepares to shift into a new cycle. No right or wrong, no judgment. It's just that you have an opportunity to choose how big you want to be. Universal or fragment. Fragment that in the next cycle may lose their divinity, their spark. And this sets creation into a different trajectory for this particular realm. There are many, many, many choices, directions, and getting into this engagement with the shore, with the shoreline, with the stepping into the waters, the transformational process, the restoration is the beginning of many, many more choices opening up. The choices inside the spectrum of the construct are limited and will be for quite some time. There is no amount of mental data at this point that can help you. Explanations born from the construct itself and the synthesis of those who theorize. This data will not help you with the influx of the waters of life. You must meet it consciously. If these waters, swimming in these waters and remembering and restoring, is appealing to you. If it's not appealing, no judgment. Choose. Consciously or unconsciously. Love is here, beckoning to you, calling to you from deep within your being. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Will you respond? My love to you, to all who might hear my voice now or some other time, space reference where my maps might be valued, helpful. I'm only leaving the maps that I wish that I could have stumbled upon. Instead, I had to pioneer and make up my own. And what a journey it is. Thanks for listening.